Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we are ready to cook along in our incredible kitchen. I hope that you've got your hands clean and sanitized to get cooking along with us. Now, as we do our bit of social distancing, you might be needing some inspirational ideas of meals to cook and to freeze. So our Moroccan spiced beef and legume soup is one hearty, flavor-packed meal to feed your family, and of course, a freezer-friendly meal to have when you're ready and when you're hungry and when you need it. So get this recipe by simply SMSing the keyword Clover to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Graham, I see that you also got your hands clean there.
I did. I've had to stop myself singing Happy Birthday out loud. No, I just can't.
No, Graham, let me do you one better. The best song to sing is Beyonce's Love on Top. That is 20-second long. Or, you know, Journey by yeah, that song. That's the one. He knows the one. Don't Stop Believing. That's the song.
Believing.
So, guys, we're ready now.
Yes.
Songs out the way, hands clean. We are ready to get started with this incredible beef. That beef looks so good to me.
Yes.
So how do we start with this recipe?
So what I've got here is a nice cut of ribeye. And I know people are going on and stressing about, oh my gosh, you need to rush and the world is ending, blah, blah, blah. It's not that bad, guys. You can still enjoy some food in the kitchen.
And you can treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
You really do need to look after yourself now more than ever.
So that's what we're doing now. We're giving you a bit of a treat, something you can enjoy. So we're going to make the harira. I'm starting off by mincing the meat over here. So I'm going to cut it off and make sure I get as much of the connective tissue out. Okay. But then a third of this meat is going to be used for a steak tartare that we're going to make. And then the rest of it is going to be used by you guys over there to make our harira, the base of our harira. So I'm just going to get chopping with these. Okay. And then in the meantime, Graham, can I ask you to get started with our harira? There's a spice called the ras al hanout, which is a basic spice that is used in Moroccan cooking.
Okay.
It's basically like, you know, what garam masala is in Indian cooking.
Yeah, for sure.
That's basically what it is. So we're going to get started with that. You can put that in the pestle and mortar and just get all the anger out.
And I'll grind it. So am I taking these ingredients?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be getting all these Moroccan flavors in there.
Wow.
Can I ask you just to get started with the cumin?
I mean, I was going to say, Dumi, I've brought the best person to be in the kitchen with you today. I have made sure, because Graham knows his stuff in the kitchen. But for our viewers at home who aren't familiar with spices, and they do want a quick breakdown of what flavors you've got lined up there, what are some of those spices?
All right, so in the pestle and mortar right now, Graham's got our cumin seeds going in there. So that's cumin that is still whole. He's going to grind it up, and then he's going to add some cardamom to it, as well as cardamom is the one over there, next to the right next to it. And then right next to that, you should...
You can smell that already. Whoa.
You should have some black pepper.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, so you can just grind all of that up because the other spices are already ground. Okay. And then just get your elbow grease in there.
But you can smell the Moroccan flavor notes immediately.
Yes, cumin is one of the more spices that they use a lot, so it is important to make sure that we've got that in our dish.
I was going to say, if you can't travel, which is basically the entire world right now, we can bring the world to your kitchen. I mean, don't you agree, Leba? We are bringing Moroccan flavors to people's kitchens, so who needs to travel anyway?
You know, with everything happening at this moment, we're staying away from everyone, but we still have to keep close to the kitchen, man. People have to eat, you know. So here I'm busy with the harira paste. Okay. And basically what you need here, you need cumin seeds. You're going to need some dried chilies. We need some, what you call
that looks like paprika.
Yeah, this is smoked paprika. We have also tomato paste.
Nice. Okay, so this is all making the base flavors for the soup.
Of course, and this is the star of the show, man. Without this, Tumi has got nothing on me.
Oh, okay, I kind of like the sound of that. But no, you know, in the kitchen, all parts are necessary. This factory chain, everyone is as important as the next person. Absolutely. How's it going there, Graham? And you know, when it comes to cooking, what's your favorite thing? I know you love yourself some beef.
Yeah, man, I've tried to cut down on red meat. So when I do it, I want to really enjoy it. So funnily enough, I to just do exactly that, to pay myself today, after all of the stressful times, bought ourselves some ribeye ribeye steaks, which I'll cook tonight.
Yeah.
And I've worked alongside, and that's the joy of our job, is we get to work with these amazing chefs every day. And basically, I steal their intellectual property, and then on the next show, I pass it off as my own to the next guest. And I try to look all clever and knowledgeable, but I've by osmosis maybe have picked up so many cool tidbits and bits of information and ways of cooking things, spices to use. So it's a joy. I really do enjoy cooking, and I think you're going to see it on Instagram more than anything else now. People are going to be cooking. People are going to be getting creative in ways that they never dreamt possible in the kitchen. So this is not a time to kind of be subdued and morbid about food. It's actually a time for you to cook. I went and bought baking stuff so that I can bake with my son when we're getting really frustrated with that time, of not knowing what to do. Let's cook something. Let's make Play-Doh. I joke about it, but man, Play-Doh is worth like 2 hours of your day, and it's so stimulating,
And it's also spending that quality time with your loved ones. You might think of it as playing with Play-Doh, but what goes deeper, what goes a lot more memorable is just that time spent with your loved ones. And I mean, it is quarantine time, and we do, yesterday it was announced by our president that we're going into an official national lockdown from Thursday midnight for 21 days. Now, that's a whole lot of time. And I know a lot of restaurant chains are not going to be operational. There is no delivery services. So everyone's going to need to be getting creative in the kitchen. And that is why I ask and I encourage you to go over, engage with us on our social media platforms, and let us know what ideas you want to be cooking up in these 21 days. What more inspiration do you need? And hopefully, we'll be showing you how to make it side by side in our Afternoon Express kitchen. I mean, how adventurous are you willing to go, Graham, through this time?
I'll do it, eh? Luckily, I think another side effect of the show, I will eat anything.
Yeah.
Actually, I have been asked, and we kind of, my directors, they love doing that, where they're like, oh, have a taste, and you listen in your earpiece, and I go, okay, no, great. But you've got to do it, it's live, and you just have to just kind of make it work. But more often than not, you're making delicious food, so it's all good. But I can get quite adventurous. I mean, that's why with the steak tartare, something I absolutely love, but I have no clue as to how to go about it. Even I love the tidbit about the connective tissue, and so you can get the meat that the really tender, beautiful meat, because you are, after all, eating it raw, which I know freaks a lot of people out, but I absolutely adore it.
And speaking of which, I mean, Dumi, do you want to just continue going through what you've been up to? Because I know Graham wants to try this over and impress Lindsay.
Yes. So basically, as Graham has just said, I've tried to make sure that I get as much of the connective tissue out, but because we're also going to be using some of this minced meat in our harira, I've made sure to keep a lot of the fatty parts to be used for that part of the dish. Because whenever dishes are asked for minced meat, I like to have my minced meat with a bit of fat. I get the whole
that renders in, that's the flavour.
It renders a whole lot of flavour and so forth. So I'd like to make sure that I get as much of the fat into this as well.
And then absolutely nothing is being wasted. So you've spent money on this beautiful cut of meat, and all of it's being used. I mean, we're making two meals out of it alone.
Dishes, the other thing I would suggest, if anyone would like to obviously use this, make this kind of steak tartare dish, you can use a piece like fillet and so forth, because it has less connective tissue, less fat, so that would be perfect. And just go crazy, man.
What you're trying to say is if you're lazy and you don't want to spend half an hour separating...
taking things apart. Oh, Graham. So on that note, I definitely agree with you right on there. Learning more is everything in the kitchen, and just being open to ideas. And speaking about ideas, some people just want to hear from you again. We've got Tolof here who asks on social media. My question is there any language that Mr. Richards is still learning or wishes to know? That's a good question.
Well, I'll tell you right now that isiXhosa is a language that I desperately want to learn. So I've started my son, I'm desperate for him to have a love for languages, and it's something that I feel so guilty about not knowing. So I'm trying to foster that love in him. So if there was a language that I could learn and will probably spend a lot of time learning over the next kind of phase of my life, it'll definitely be Xhosa,
Yeah, I love that. And I actually see that from you whenever I engage with I nearly called you Mr. Richards. Hey, Utolof here has got me calling you by serious names, like you're in trouble.
I'm like old, but I'm not that old. Come on, you know.
No, I'm joking. He's my G. He's my G. He definitely always does to try and, you know, throw in a little cosa here and there and make it very conversational, which is incredible. And it shows the curiosity that comes behind it. But there's also a whole lot of curiosity happening in the kitchen. I mean, quick breakdown as to what you've done so far.
So here I added all my spices, my seeds, and then chopped a bit of garlic and some lemon juice. But you have to be careful with this because there's seeds inside here. So yeah, if you can do it in a separate bowl, just to be safe.
Okay.
And then of course, star of the show.
Yes.
Just to give it a bit of consistency. Yeah, and this is how it turned out, and
so
it
you
smells
added the
gorgeous.
olive pride
It smells
into this.
awesome.
Smells delicious. Looks even more
And
delicious.
this is going to go to that side too. Would you please help me?
To that side. I mean, Tumi,
Tumi.
as I hand over a little bowl of treats here for you, do you want to give us a quick rundown on what you've done?
Basically, yeah. So we've done, cut up all our meat.
Looks good.
And then we're going to get started with chopping the veggies for the mirepoix, which is the base of our dish as well. So the harira is very flavorful in that it's got spices and paste and all of that. But we're also going to use a lot of our veggies for that to put in, to impart more flavor. So
beautiful.
we're going to get started with the chopping up of our veggies, our carrots. I don't want to touch the meat because we're promoting good hygiene. So I'm not going to touch any of the veggies until I wash my hands. So can I ask you just to get started with the veggies? Just chop that up for us.
Okay,
And then we'll get
brilliant.
Okay,
So whilst
I'll get
Tumi's
started.
just washing her hands and we're just retouching up the kitchen, as we're about to put the final touches of our dish, we have to head over to ad break. But when we come back, we are going to be assembling our delicious Moroccan dish. See you after these.